Hello there. In this video, I would like to explain or to kind of tell you with regards to the free textbook, the textbook which I mentioned in ELIP and also in class, that would be one of the most viable option if you do not wish to buy any textbook. So this free textbook can be accessed through ELIP. Now I'm assuming here that you have come to that page where the free textbook is being discussed. So please click to that part of ELIP which I am getting at right now. So the free textbook, okay, Principles of Management from the Open Textbook Library. So this is the Principles of Management. Now, the best thing to do about this book is that you should print it out, normal print out. Okay, please do not make the or fit 2 pages into one, or even worse, 3 pages into one. Please print page per page in a normal manner. So this book has, let's see, there's 18 chapters, but not all of the chapters are covered in this course. So if you go through the ELIP, you can see that first chapter, okay, chapter 1, managing and performing, that is covered in LU1. And have to caution you that the sequence of the chapter may not follow the sequence of the topics or learning units in the course outline. As you all should know, different textbooks have different way to approach the subject matter of management. Now, so the first chapter is certainly covered in Learning Unit 1. The second chapter, Managerial Decision Making, is not covered. Okay, I mean, it is not following the sequence. It is not, it is, or it is covered actually, but not in that sequence, okay, as indicated in the course outline. So the second chapter is actually for Learning Unit 5. The third chapter, History of Management. See, this chapter is covered somewhat, but in this semester, and normally we do not emphasize the topic with regards to the history of management. So chapter 3, the history of management, is nominally should be located at Learning Unit 1. Okay, then going to the next chapter, chapter 4, external and internal organizational environments and corporate culture. So this is covered in Learning Unit 2. Then ethics, corporate responsibility and sustainability, also covered in Learning Unit 2. That would be chapter 5. Chapter 6, international management, and chapter 7, entrepreneurship, is not covered in this course. So you can, of course, it's good if you can read it, but if you are hard pressed for time, you can just skip those 2 chapters, chapter 7, entrepreneurship, and chapter 6, international management. It's not covered in the learning, it's not covered in any of the learning units in the course outline. Now going to chapter 8, strategic analysis, understanding a firm's competitive environment, that would be in Learning Unit 3. Chapter 9, the next chapter, the strategic management process, achieving and sustaining competitive advantage, that would be Learning Unit 4. Chapter 10, organizational structure and change, that is actually covered in LU6 and LU7. Well, actually the first part, organizational structure, that is covered in LU6, Learning Unit 6, and the second part of Chapter 10 is covered in Learning Unit 7. The next chapter, Chapter 11, Human Resource Management, is not covered in this course. Chapter 12, Diversity in Organization, that will be covered in Learning Unit 8. And then Leadership is covered in Learning Unit 9, Chapter 13, Leadership. The next chapter, Chapter 14, Work Motivation for Performance, that is for Learning Unit 10. The next chapter, Chapter 15, Managing Teams, that is for Learning Unit 11. And Chapter 16, Managerial Communication, that would be covered also in Learning Unit 11. Okay, so Chapter 17, the second last chapter, Chapter 17, Organizational Planning and Controlling, that would be covered in Learning Unit 3 and Learning Unit Learning Unit 3 and Learning Unit 12. Chapter 18, Management of Technology and Innovation, the final chapter will be covered in Learning Unit 7. So as you can see here, the chapter sequence does not follow the sequence as described in our course outline. But if you are confused, don't have to worry about that, because I have taken the liberty to indicate in a more clear manner on the ELIP. So I hope that you can see the ELIP. All those chapters are nicely rearranged in accordance to the learning units that is covered in this course outline. So let us go over the learning units. The relevant learning units covers 12 of the 14 learning units. As you all should know, learning units, the last two learning units, Learning Units 13 and Learning Unit 14, those are designated for group presentation. So only 12 learning units would be designated for the chapters. Okay, let us look at the LU1, Overview of Management and Management Function, from the course outline. So in Chapter 1, Managing and Performing, and Chapter 3, History of Management. Okay, those are the two chapters for Learning Unit 1. For the second learning unit, LU2, the Environment of Management, that would be Chapter 4. Okay, Chapter 4. Let me make this thing bigger. Chapter 4, External and Internal Organizational Environments and Corporate Culture, and Chapter 5, Ethics, Corporate Responsibility and Sustainability. So two chapters for Learning Unit 2. For Learning Unit 3, Managerial Planning and Goal Setting, that would be covered by Chapter 8, Strategic Analysis, Understanding a Firm's Competitive Environment. Okay, so only one chapter for LU3 and also one chapter for LU4. LU4 from the course outline is Strategy, Formulation and Implementation, that is covered in Chapter 9, the Strategic Management Process, Achieving and Sustaining Competitive Advantage. And LU5 also covered one chapter, that will be Chapter 2, Managerial Decision Making. Okay, so the LU5 has the same, the title of LU5 is same as the title of the second chapter. For LU6, organizational structures. That is covered by chapter 10, organizational structure and change. But the first part, okay, actually section 10.1 of chapter 10 is for LU6. For the next chapter, LU7, managing change and innovation, it is covered by the last two sections of chapter 10. Chapter 10 is organizational structure and change, section 10.2 and 10.3. Okay, the remaining not chapters but remaining sections of chapter 10. And then chapter 18, management of technology and innovation. Those are the two chapters for LU7, managing change and innovation. Now, for LU8, only one chapter, diversity in the workplace, okay, is LU8. That is from the course outline. So from the textbook is chapter 12, diversity in organizations. For LU9, leadership, we have the kind of wonderfully written chapter. It's also called leadership, chapter 9. Oh, sorry, not LU9. Is covered by chapter 13 of the free textbook. Okay, only one chapter. And LU10, concepts and foundation of motivation, that is covered by only one chapter. Chapter 14, work motivation for performance. Okay, the LU11, teamwork and communication, is covered by two chapters. The first one is chapter 15, managing teams, and the second one is chapter 16, managerial communications. Okay, so for LU12, managerial and quality control, that will be covered by chapter 17, organizational planning and controlling. Okay, so I hope that you are clear on the chapters that are covered, okay, the relevant chapters from the free textbook in accordance with the course outline. So those are stated in the ELIP. You can watch or rerun this video again if you wish, but all the information have been written for you to read for your convenience in the ELIP. So if you have any questions, queries, things that you are not that clear, please drop the question in the comment section of this video or ask questions in class. So that's all for this video. I hope to see you again, okay, in the next video. So adios.